If you want to sell Lego online, you can make more money by selling it on Amazon. But your life might be a lot easier if you sell it on eBay. There are big differences between Amazon and eBay when it comes to e-commerce and selling things online. And if you're new here, welcome to BrickBucks. This is a channel where we talk about Lego investing, and that is buying Lego sets and holding them for a period of time until they grow in value, and then we sell them again to build our wealth. We do that in a number of different places, whether it's Amazon or eBay or Walmart in the US, Mercari, StockX, Facebook Marketplace. There's a large number of different places you can sell Lego sets. And then there's some dedicated Lego platforms as well, like Bricklink. And so when I'm talking to people in the community, I get this question all the time about Amazon. Is it really that much better than eBay? I hear the return on investment is higher. What are the differences between the marketplaces, and should I be putting all of my focus on learning how to sell on Amazon? And I'm gonna break this down here today and help you to figure out whether aiming for Amazon should be something that you do, or whether you should just build your business on eBay, because you can be very, very effective and profitable by selling Lego on either of these platforms. So first, let's talk about the marketplaces between Amazon and eBay. What are the differences in terms of the pool of buyers that are there ready to buy your products, or the competition when it comes to the other sellers that exist on the platforms between Amazon and eBay? Now, Amazon is a clear winner when it comes to the number of people that are there trying to buy stuff. And that, of course, will have a direct impact on the demand for Lego sets that we are selling. According to Statista, in April 2021 in the United States, Amazon actually almost had 3 times more monthly visitors than eBay, which was the second biggest marketplace in the US. So we really don't need any other data to know that the demand for Lego sets on Amazon will be higher. And it's also influenced even further by other factors like the risk tolerance of the buyers, or the fact that some buyers go to eBay for different purposes like used items or auctions, and Amazon is more considered a place to buy new items, even though they do sell used items. I'm talking about overall perception on the Amazon marketplace will also impact the demand on sealed Lego sets. So broadly, we can say Amazon will have more demand for the Lego sets that we are selling. Now, what about the other side of the coin, the supply? Is the supply different between the platforms? Yes, it absolutely is. This is the kind of thing that greatly varies based on the item category and the brand of the item that we're selling. And so some item categories on Amazon can be oversaturated. But the thing about Lego sets is that it is a restricted item. So you need to actually be approved to sell Lego on Amazon. And for that reason, the number of people who sell Lego on Amazon is a lot lower than it otherwise would be if this was not a restricted brand. So this barrier to entry on Amazon is reducing the supply, and meanwhile eBay does not have any barriers to entry, so people can quickly and easily list Lego sets there. So in terms of supply and demand, Amazon of course has an advantage over eBay with a bigger buyer pool and more demand, as well as barriers to entry for suppliers of Lego sets. So if you are approved to sell on Amazon, you can tap into that greater demand and lower amount of competition, and the impact that this has over time can lead to higher prices. We can see prices of Lego sets go to bigger numbers on Amazon than they do on eBay because of the greater demand and the lower supply. So let's move on now and talk about tools. This is a big important part of running any e-commerce business, and Amazon has a lot of different third-party tools available to its sellers. There are software and apps out there for listing items quickly, for repricing items automatically, for doing data analysis and inventory tracking, and all sorts of other things. Now, there are also tools for eBay, but they're not nearly as comprehensive. The Amazon ecosystem, when it comes to development support, tools and software out there that you can use to scale and improve your business, is far superior to eBay. And as a seller, tapping into those tools gives you a massive competitive advantage on Amazon that you are much less likely to have as an eBay seller. So in the area of tools and software and development support, I definitely give a point to Amazon. But what about user interface? So the actual place that you log into as a seller on Amazon, which is called Seller Central, and then you have the eBay Seller Hub. Are there big differences between them? Yes, there absolutely is. And eBay is very outdated in this way. Some of the pages look like they haven't been updated in a long time. There's different sections across the site that seem like they do similar things, but there's slight differences. And it's just generally harder to find the things that you're looking for as a seller on eBay. Amazon Seller Central, on the other hand, is consistently updated. It's constantly being changed and improved, and it has a very logical flow to it. So after you learn how to use Seller Central, using it from that day forward shouldn't really be a problem, and it's less likely that you'll find yourself scratching your head and not knowing where to find something on Amazon than it is on eBay. Now, when it comes to the mobile experience, both of them actually have excellent apps. The eBay app is fantastic. It is a lot better than the website, and I like to do a lot of my listing directly through the eBay app because it is very, very fast and intuitive. The Amazon Seller app is also great, and I would actually give the bonus to the Amazon Seller app that you can quickly track your sales and see the data in a much better way in the Amazon app than you can on eBay. eBay is great for listing, it's great for checking your orders, but in terms of looking at data and actually figuring out how you're doing month over month and those kind of things, eBay app falls down big time, and Amazon does have pretty good functionality for that in their app. Now, what about seller support? So which company is actually better for sellers when it comes to getting help when you need it? As a buyer, Amazon is known to have some of the best customer support out there, but this does not translate over to the seller side as an Amazon seller. As an Amazon seller, you do not get the same excellent support that a buyer would get on the platform. It's a completely different team that handles seller support, and honestly, they just don't have the same level of quality. And also, naturally, as a seller online, some of the things that you need support on from the platform will actually be related to a buyer. So if a buyer loses a book or doesn't return something, or different disputes that you might have, Amazon, more often than not, are going to side with the buyer and not the seller in those transactions. So over time, as an Amazon seller, I do think that you'll be less satisfied with their seller support. eBay, on the other hand, can be fantastic. Both companies do offer direct phone support, so you can talk to people directly, aside from just creating tickets. But in my business, I've personally found the support from eBay to be far superior, and they do seem to care a lot more about their sellers than Amazon do. Now, this may seem like a small thing, but if you have a case where a buyer is trying to do something fraudulent or returns the wrong items and different kind of things that are going to happen as you scale an e-commerce business, getting good support from your platform can become very, very important very, very quickly. So this is a good win for eBay to have a better support for sellers. Now, related to this is the question about the customer service that you are going to have to do as a seller. So any e-commerce seller does need to do some level of customer service, that is communicating with buyers, with potential buyers and actual buyers, and answering their questions about where is my item and giving tracking numbers and all sorts of different things that you will need to do when you build an e-commerce business. Now, is there a difference between the two platforms when it comes to the customer service that you will need to invest time in? I think that there are some big differences in this area, starting with the policies. So Amazon has policies and restrictions on sellers, even if you fulfill your own orders, of certain expectations that they have of sellers to meet the standards of quality that they want their buyers to receive when they buy from you. These policies can be a little bit restrictive because you don't have full control when it comes to things like returns. You can't say, I don't take any returns on Amazon. On eBay, you do have that control, at least right now. You can say that you don't take returns. That may change in the future, but right now you do have that control on eBay. And on Amazon, there are some more repercussions if you refuse to respond to messages, for example, or if you just don't put any time into your customer service. And buyers on Amazon can have higher expectations because in some cases, they actually think that they're buying directly from Amazon. They don't even realize that more sales on Amazon come from third-party sellers like us than actually come from Amazon themselves. So when someone goes to Amazon, initially they do have high expectations for fast shipping, for high quality product, and for good customer service. And as a seller on that platform, we need to try to rise to that expectation of the customer if we want to be successful. But on the flip side, on eBay, people have lower expectations. A lot of people don't expect to be buying from big companies on eBay. They expect to be buying from individuals and small businesses. So their expectations are immediately a little bit lower. Now, what about order fulfillment? Is there a difference between fulfilling orders on eBay and Amazon? Well, firstly, there is the obvious difference, which is Amazon has a fulfillment service that you can use. You can ship your items directly into Amazon's warehouse, and they will fulfill the orders directly to the customers themselves, and they will also take care of the customer service that we just talked about. That service is called FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So you can sell Lego via FBA to greatly simplify your order fulfillment and reduce the amount of time that you need to spend fulfilling orders. So of course, Amazon gets a big bonus point for having a fulfillment service when it comes to order fulfillment. When it comes to self-fulfilling your orders, both platforms are very similar, and they have been simplified greatly over the last few years with the ability to buy shipping directly inside each of the platforms when you're fulfilling your orders, printing directly the thermal labels, and all sorts of different things that make the whole process really simple. Now, I would give a slight edge to Amazon when it comes to self-fulfilling orders because the workflow is just a little bit quicker, in my opinion, when it comes to doing things in bulk. Moving on now, let's talk about branding. So what is the difference between selling on Amazon and eBay when it comes to branding your e-commerce business? Is there a need to build a brand on either platform? What are the differences here? So as a seller on Amazon, branding can be extremely important in certain circumstances. So if you're selling private label products, for example, where you are creating your own listing, applying your brand to a product, the way you brand your item and your business will be important, and you will need to get feedback in order to increase your sales, and all of that becomes much more important. However, as a reseller, if you are selling a Lego set or a video game or a book or a DVD or something that already exists on Amazon, then you will actually not be creating your own listing on Amazon for that item. You will just be adding your items to the existing listing, and you'll be bundled in with all of the other sellers on that item. This leads to a big difference when it comes to the importance of branding, because a lot of buyers are actually buying directly from the buy box right there on the listing page. Now, if Amazon are out of stock, which will be the case after a Lego set has retired, then that buy box will be given to third-party sellers. Now, the vast majority of sales will continue to go through that buy box, so whichever seller is in that position will make sales regardless of the brand of their seller account or the way that they've designed their store or anything like that, which does matter on eBay. Now, if a seller decides, instead of buying through the buy box, to actually click into the list of sellers and then compare them before making their buying decision, then branding can matter just a little bit. And if, for example, Toys R Us were on that listing for some reason and a buyer saw them in that list of sellers, then they would have a lot of brand equity and trust for Toys R Us, and they would be more likely to choose that set to buy as long as the price was right. But the vast majority of times, this just doesn't really matter very much on Amazon. What's more important is working on a strong feedback score and good metrics, so Amazon will consider you for the buy box when the time comes, and then make sure that your pricing strategy meets what the market is willing to pay. And then regardless of what your store is called or what items you have in your store, you will make sales on that listing. Now, this of course is very different on eBay, because on eBay you are responsible for creating the listings directly. So you will be adding images, titles and descriptions and other things to the listing, and the listing quality and the professionalism will affect the number of sales that you can make, because people need to build up trust in you as a seller before they pull the trigger on buying. Now, another quick difference when it comes to branding is that on eBay, buyers are more likely to actually click into a seller profile than they are on Amazon, and as a result of that, buyers have a higher likelihood of actually clicking into your store and checking out your other items. If you do things right on eBay, this has the potential to lead to repeat buyers and actually building up more of a relationship with your buyers, versus Amazon, where buyers are just less likely to actually look at seller profiles and look at your items for sale, and are more likely to simply buy from the buy box or buy from the lowest price. Now, we definitely can't do a comparison between Amazon and eBay without talking about fees. Which platform are you going to pay more money on in order to make your sales? And this of course is a complicated subject, because there are a number of different fees that Amazon charges and a number of different fees that eBay charges. So to simplify this as much as possible, both platforms have listing fees unless you pay for subscriptions. So with Amazon, you can sign up to the professional plan for $40 a month, and then you can list unlimited amount of items. And on eBay, you can sign up to a store for around $30 a month. That will also help you to list a lot more items for free. And then when your item actually sells, you will need to pay a final value fee on eBay, which is approximately around 13% of the price that you sell the item on. Now on Amazon, the fees will depend on whether you're doing FBA fulfilled by Amazon or you're self-fulfilling your orders. With FBA, of course, you will have to pay a fulfillment fee, which can bring up some of those costs. But if you're fulfilling your own orders, which is a better apples to apples comparison with what you would be doing on eBay, you can expect to pay around 15% of the final value fee as fees to Amazon. So in terms of fees, eBay has just a slight edge over Amazon, and your costs to sell the item should be a little bit less. But does that mean that you can make a higher amount of profit by selling on eBay versus Amazon? Well, lastly, let's look at return on investment here, and there are big differences. Now, despite the lower fees on eBay, you probably would make a higher return on investment for a Lego investment on Amazon than you would on eBay. The reason for that is a multitude of different things that we've already talked about, but of course the big one is the marketplace dynamics. The differences in the demand on Amazon, the greater demand and the lower supply because of the barriers to entry to sell on Amazon. And then layered on top of that is the difference in the customers that are on Amazon versus eBay. And that type of buying behavior on Amazon, where a lot of the sales are going through the buy box, can lead to people being less aware that the price of the set is even appreciated over what it retailed at a couple of years ago. And all of this stuff combined can lead to greater appreciation of prices. So what does all this mean? Does it mean that you should be running to try and sell on Amazon? Does it mean that Amazon is a far superior platform to sell on than eBay? I don't think that it is. And although Amazon did win more points in this analysis than eBay did, in certain areas that can be very important to a Lego investor, such as higher return on investment, better tools that we can use to scale and simplify our businesses, and a marketplace for Lego that just benefits the seller. I do think that some of the benefits of eBay are also extremely important, and it has a big part to play in all of our strategies when it comes to being a successful Lego investor. The lack of restrictions in selling certain categories, certain brands, and certain items on eBay is a big bonus, because we can have a lot of confidence in our strategy over the next few years, which is different to Amazon, where we don't know if they might restrict another brand or another item in the future. And that level of confidence in your business when you are trying to grow and scale is very, very important. The superior seller support and the simple customer service and less number of returns are also big bonuses for anybody who's really serious about growing their business. And lastly, of course, we have the fee differences. On eBay, you will save a little bit of money on every sale, which does make up a little bit for that return on investment difference, although not as much as it would if you sold the item on Bricklink, which has an extremely low selling fee, but that's a comparison for another day. Now, if you want more tips and strategies and stories about Lego investing and building an e-commerce business, make sure you sign up to Brick Scoop, which is my newsletter, and that's where I'll share stuff directly to your inbox that I don't put on YouTube. So click the link in the description below if you want to sign up to Brick Scoop. And if you enjoyed this type of video where I peel back the curtain a little bit on the actual business of selling Lego, then I think you'll also enjoy this one. This is where I break down some of the most important numbers and KPIs that we should be tracking as Lego investors and as we grow our business. So check that out. I think you will enjoy it. And with that, please hit that like button if you found this useful. I really do appreciate you. I'm Shane from brickbucks.net, and I will see you in the next one.